Hello, good morning. We are in A Course in Miracles workbook for students, part 2 of the workbook, section 9, What is the Second Coming? And today we are on lesson 308. This instant is the only time there is. I have conceived of time in such a way that I defeat my aim. If I elect to reach past time to timelessness, I must change my perception of what time is for. Time's purpose cannot be to keep the past and future one. The only interval in which I can be saved from time is now, for in this instant has forgiveness come to set me free. The birth of Christ is now, without a past or future. He has come to give his present blessing to the world, restoring it to timelessness and love is ever present here and now. Thanks for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant is the time you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in him. And now I will turn to Robert Perry and Alan Watson's commentary. And I'm way off. There we go. This instant is the only time there is. The Course's way, and this is by Alan Watson, The Course's way of looking at time goes counter to our normal way of thinking. Time is an illusion. It does not really flow from the past through the present to the future. All there is now. Past and future do not exist in reality, but only in our minds. One of the keys to reaching past time to timelessness is learning to experience now as the only time there is. This is one way of describing what the Course refers to as the holy instant. The teaching underlying this short lesson can be found in reading the 2 uses of time in chapter 15. Section 1, read especially paragraphs 8 and 9 in regard to practicing the holy instant. The only interval in which I can be saved from time is now. Think about it. What other time have you ever experienced except now? You can't be saved from time yesterday, and you never experience tomorrow. Right now is the only time you can have this experience of being saved from time. This experience of forgiveness. Forgiveness lets the past go and focuses on the present blessing. So right now, this instant, you can enter the holy instant. It can be any instant, and it can be this very instant if you will receive it. Let's just pause and feel it. Just feel the love and connect to that. It's glorious. Thank you. Just for this instant, forget the past. Respond to only now. Forget even 5 seconds ago what somebody said, what you were feeling. Just be in this moment. The Course advises us to practice this. I think it means practice in 2 senses of the word. First, that the holy instant is to be applied or put into use. Second, the holy instant is to be rehearsed. We are even told to practice the mechanics of the holy instant. The author seems quite aware that we won't get it right the first time, or perhaps not for a long time. So he advises us to practice the mechanics of it, to go through the motions, as it were, until one day our experience will catch up. In other words, rehearse it. The best instructions for rehearsing it are in section 1 of chapter 15, the 9th paragraph. Taking a short time each morning and evening, at least, to think of this moment as all there is of time, is a marvelous exercise. It produces a deep sense of peace when I let myself recognize that nothing can reach me here from the past and that I'm absolved from any guilt I may feel about the past along with my brothers and sisters. And nothing can reach me from the future either. I can simply be in this instant, free of guilt and free of fear. There is no past, there is no future. There is only now, and in this instant of love, there is only now, and in this instant, love is ever present here and now. Thanks for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant is the time you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in him. Now, if you will please join me in meditation, practicing this holy instant. I will lead us into meditation. Just close your eyes. This instant is the only time there is. Thank you for this instant, Father. It is now I am redeemed. This instant is the time that you have appointed for your Son's release and for salvation of the world in him. Now let's feel the love. Just connect to the love and let's send it out to the world. Let's do this together, and what a beautiful, beautiful feeling. You know, sometimes I practice the holy instant in sending love to bodies I see, randomly, just randomly. I just practice it by just connecting to love. And we don't have to make eye contact. It's nothing. I'm just sending it to the form. But in reality, I'm sending it to all of the world by doing that. And I'm sending it to myself. It's just we're all one. So it's just a love shot. So this instant is the only time there is. Thank you so much for joining with me in one of my favorite meditations. What is the Second Coming by Alan Watson? And today we're looking at paragraph 4, sentences 3 and 4. And I'm not going back reading it because he repeats it here. So, everyone, past, present, and future, is equally released from what he made. In the second coming, which is the willingness to let forgiveness rest upon all things without exception and without reserve. The words in this equality refer to the equality of forgiveness, that equality of release from guilt and condemnation. In this equality is Christ restored as one identity in which the sons of God acknowledge that they are all one. That they all are one. We may say we want oneness, but do we want the means for oneness? Forgiveness is the means that restores oneness. There's a section of the text that talks about the fact that we pretend to want a certain goal, and yet we reject the means for reaching that goal. It says that if we hesitate over the means, it really proves we are afraid of the goal. We may say we want oneness and yet hesitate to offer complete forgiveness. We may complain that total forgiveness is too difficult, too much to ask. The real problem, according to this passage, is that we are afraid of the oneness that forgiveness would bring. To obtain the goal, the Holy Spirit indeed asks little. He asks no more to give the means as well. The means are second to the goal, and when you hesitate, it is because the purpose frightens you and not the means. Remember this, for otherwise you will make the error of believing the means are difficult. Am I willing to acknowledge that I am one with that person in my life? If I have a problem with forgiveness, it is not because forgiveness is too difficult. It is because I do not want the oneness it would bring. Ask only, do I really wish to see him sinless? And as you ask, forget not that his sinlessness is your escape from fear. Each time I reach that willingness, the second coming grows closer, and God the Father smiles upon his Son, for his Son, his one creation and his only joy. When we are willing to see another one as sinless and to recognize our oneness or to connect with the love, God the Father once again sees his Son and smiles. We are his one creation and his only joy, and only as we lay down the barriers of sin and guilt and forgive one another is that oneness seen, and the Father's joy expressed in and through us. And that's what I get, that just pure joy and pure connection when I practice my love shots, which is just sending out love. It may be to a form, but it's just really, since we're all one, it's just a complete connection to love and God and joy, and just to be at peace in that holy instant. Lesson 308. This instant is the only time there is. Thank you so much for joining with me today. I love you.